Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing these swanky Outback Motortek crash bars onto this here 2018 KTM 690 Enduro. Hang around. So you guys are going to have to excuse this whole scenario here. I'm working out in the bush today. Can't get any peace and quiet at home at the moment, you know, being the silly season and whatnot. So this is the best option for me. Now I'm really hoping that I've brought all the tools I need. I've watched a couple of videos on how to do it. It looks very, very easy, probably the easiest crash bar install that I've ever seen. I'll show you the tools that we'll need in a sec. I've got them just here. Outback Motortek, obviously, you know, they make crash bars for the up to 2018 models and also a different set for the 2019 and on. I've got the pre-2019 ones here. So why crash bars on the 690? As you guys know, I'm trying to keep this a lightweight build, but that radiator definitely needs protection. I am going to be dropping this bike, crashing this bike. Yeah, we all try not to, but things do happen, and that radiator is a little bit vulnerable. Certainly not something I want out in the middle of nowhere is a busted radiator. So you can't have protection without adding weight, and I feel like this is something that is, you know, definitely worth it. When you look at the weight of these bars, I did put them on the scales. Each side is just over 700 grams, as you can see here, and all up with the cross brace and included hardware, you're looking at just under 2 kilos. So that's really light. They are very minimal crash bars, but they look like they do the job pretty well. Now, Outback Motortek have matched the orange perfectly. It's the exact KTM orange. You can also get these in black if you prefer. And you might notice there I've got a tarp down just to catch any bolts that may fall on the ground. And I've got the bike actually propped up on my trail stand on the right hand side and on the stand on a rock on this side, just so that I can get the bike upright, and it's going to be pretty easy to reach both sides. Now, as far as I was able to ascertain, the only tools we're really going to need for this job is a bit of Loctite, a knife to open the bag. We've got a T45, I believe it is, Torx bit. We've also got an 8mm socket on a ratchet. We've got an 8mm Allen key. And we've also got a 10mm spanner. Now I might need the 10mm socket, I'm not too sure, but that's pretty much all you need. First part of this job is going to be removing these side plastics. Now Outback Motortek say you only really need to undo this first bolt. It's just to get basically to this bolt under here. But to make it easier for you guys to see, I'm just going to remove the whole side plastics. It's only 2 bolts anyway, so very easy. Even if you have steg pegs, you just need to fold those out the way. We do actually need to remove the seat, I just remembered, so we'll take that off. Now this one should pop out, slide off. So the next thing to do is to remove these 2 bolts here. We won't be reusing these bolts, we have longer provided bolts. Now I'll unwrap the left hand side crash bar. Now I thought I was going to be in the shade here, but I'm right in the sun. Ooh, hot. As you can see, these are made out of decently thick tubing. They're pretty strong, and the mountings look pretty decent too. So these just fit up here like so. Very, very easy. So I'll get out the bolts I need. These smaller ones, of course, are for the cross brace. Put those aside. So you can see there we have 2 different lengths. So the shorter bolt will go at the rear here, the longer one will go at the front. Of course, with all bikes, you should really Loctite your bolts, so I'll be doing that. Don't need heat, it's just a bit. So these bolts are an 8mm Allen key. Those cicadas and birds are a bit annoying, but they're definitely less annoying than the lawnmowers and people that I've got going on at home at the moment. So I'm just going to do these up so that they're not actually tight, just so they can still move. Okay, so still a little bit of play there. We'll go around and do the same on the other side. Now the cross brace piece goes in behind the tabs on the crash bars, and it faces in that orientation. So basically it'll sit like that, and I'll just be bolted on with the provided bolts and lock nuts. I'll try to do this so that you guys can see. There are 2 washers on these bolts, so I'm assuming that one goes on either side. Just put those on loosely as well for now, and then do the other side as well. Yeah, I'll probably snug these up with the 8mm socket and the 10mm wrench on the back. I won't over tighten them just yet, just snug them down. Basically all we've got left to do now is to tighten down everything. We'll just snug them all up first and then torque them. Okay, I'll torque up the cross brace fully first. And then finally, basically we just go around with the 8mm Allen key and torque everything up. There probably is torque specs in your user manual. Basically I just tighten them up till they strip, back it off 1/4 of a turn, call it good. No, I'm just kidding, don't do that. Just, you know, with Loctite on there you probably can't go too wrong, but yeah, give them a good torque. You don't want them coming undone. Crash bars don't work when they've fallen off and landed beside the road somewhere. All right, let's do that. Good enough. Just be aware, guys, that depending on what tool you're using, this Allen key only just goes into that hole far enough. The head of it won't actually go inside this tube, so it does have enough grip on that fastener to torque it down, no worries. But if you've got a shorter Allen key, you might need to just use a regular Allen key. Right guys, they are installed, and man, whew, they look to be the goods. Obviously you've got plenty of radiator protection here. I know that Outback Motortek test their crash bars pretty comprehensively. They mount them up to bikes and throw the bikes on the ground and drag them along behind a ute. I've seen that. I'm not going to be testing that for you guys in this instance, sorry. I want these to stay looking nice as long as possible. They are there in case of things going pear-shaped, but I'm not going to wreck them on purpose, sorry. But yeah, very happy with those. They are really nice. Right, we'll whip these plastics back on, and then you guys can see what the bike looks like all dressed up. Yeah, I do of course remember that your plastics have to slide in behind the crash bars. These little tabs are always a bit of a pain to line up. Sweet. There you have it guys, how good do they look? Definitely look factory, man. Those are cool, very, very happy. And you know, more importantly, they're going to do the job of keeping that radiator safe. And they don't add much weight at all to the bike. How good is that, guys? Huge thanks to Alex from Outback Motortek for looking after me. He's very responsive on the emails, great customer service. Hooked me up with these bars. Love your work, man. Keep it up. Great product from a great company, and even better, I had everything I needed, didn't lose any bolts. Everything went very well. I'm sweating, you can probably tell. It is hot out here, very, very hot. But easy job. Now, as far as I'm aware, there aren't too many companies making crash bars, you know, minimalistic little crash bars like this for the 690. So Outback Motortek are the go. Now, if you want to check these out for yourself, guys, I'll put a link down in the description. Yeah, check them out, well worth it. Just on a side note, guys, these crash bars actually shipped from Hungary all the way to Australia with FedEx. It took 9 days, so that is pretty impressive. Compare that to an order I placed from a company here in the same state in Australia as me. down on the Gold Coast, about 3 hours away. Took them 6 days to get a smaller, lighter package from there to my place. So when they can ship from Hungary via Singapore or wherever it went in 9 days, it's, you know, Australian couriers, I'm not going to mention any names, couriers please, absolutely useless. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you've got a 690 or a 701, worth protecting that radiator. We're going to find out if it's any harder to wheelie with those bars on there, that extra 2 kilos. I don't think they're going to make any difference. Nice low down weight, very minimalistic crash bars, look great, going to do the job. Awesome. What more can you ask for? Thanks again, Outback Motortek, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers. Yep, very happy to report that wheelie mode is still enabled with the Outback Motortek crash bars. Catch you later.